Hi, konnichiwa. Welcome to Speak Japanese Naturally. I'm Fumi. Today, let's think about Japanese intonation. Okay, so what's intonation? Intonation is the pitch change in a sentence, whereas the pitch accent is the pitch change in a word. So accents are determined for each word, but intonation is not like that. Intonation represents the meaning of the sentence. Please look at these sentences. Yes, they are the same, and I'm gonna read them twice. So could you tell me which one is a question and which one is not? Okay, are you ready? いきますよ。1番 The first one 1番今大丈夫？今大丈夫？ The second one 2番今大丈夫？今大丈夫？ Okay, so which one is a question? Yes, the first one. So the first one, 今大丈夫 means is it okay now? Is it okay now? And we usually add question mark after the sentence. Okay, so I just intentionally took off the question mark. So you usually have to add question mark. Otherwise, we don't know if it's a question or not unless we listen to someone read the sentence. Okay? And the second one, 今大丈夫 means it's okay now. So for example, you call someone and say, 今大丈夫? Implying that is it okay to talk now? And the other says, 今大丈夫. Yes, it's okay to talk now. The pitch accent of 大丈夫 is like this. 大丈夫. So it ends low. So when you ask a question, it will be like 今大丈夫？今大丈夫？今大丈夫？今大丈夫？今大丈夫？ And if it's not a question, just don't lift your voice at the end. 今大丈夫？今大丈夫？ Okay? Now let's think about the example that ends with a high pitch. The verb 行く ends with a high pitch. 行く to go. And if you ask 行く to somebody, it means will you go? So it's about the future. You say 行く So it's higher than the normal pitch. 行く Okay, so usually it's 行く When it's a question, it's 行く Can you tell the difference? Okay, so now let's think about longer sentence. 今一緒に行く？今一緒に行く？今一緒に行く。今一緒に行く。今一緒に行く？一緒に行く。Okay? So there are two things that you have to remember about Japanese intonation. The first one is, if it's a question, usually you lift your voice at the end. Like, 今一緒に行く？今大丈夫？今一緒に行く？今何してるんですか？ The second thing to remember is, do you know hiragana he? That it's like this. It's like this. So Japanese intonation is like that. It starts a little bit lower and then moves high and then just go lower and lower until the end. And of course there's a pitch for each word, so there's a up and down in each word, but overall it goes down. Okay, so for example, 私は日本語を勉強しています。私は日本語を勉強しています。 The pitch accent is like this. But when I say this as a sentence, the highest part of 私は is higher than the highest part of the word chunk 勉強しています which means the pitch in intonation gets lower and lower until the end. So if I say all the word chunks with the same pitch, it will sound machine-like, like this. 私は 日本語を勉強しています。私は日本語を勉強しています。私は日本語を勉強しています。That sounds a little bit machine-like, so it's better to say 私は日本語を勉強しています。私は日本語を勉強しています。So maybe 私は日本語 sounds the same. For me, it's the same. Or maybe 日本語 is said stronger because that's what you want to say. So maybe 日本語 is higher than 私は and that's natural. Yes, so if we want to emphasize something, we say that part higher than the other part. So if you want to emphasize that you're learning Japanese, not some other languages, you can say 私は日本語を勉強しているんです。私は日本語を勉強しています。私は日本語を勉強しています。Anyway, to sound natural, I think the last part should be lower than the other part. I think that's the key. So the last part should be lower than before. Okay, so now I'm gonna tell you what I will do after shooting this video. Okay, so I will tell you about that in Japanese. So don't worry about what I'm talking about. Just focus on the intonation of my Japanese. Okay? はい、じゃあこの動画を撮り終わったら何をするかお話しします。今時間が2時10分なんですね。で4時から美容院の予約を取っているので、それまでどうしようかな。ここ3時半に出なきゃいけないんです。だからあと1時間ちょっと時間があるので、溜まってる仕事を少しでも終わらせてから行きたいと思ってます。こんな感じです。How was it? How was the Japanese intonation? So that's about it for today, and if you have any questions, please write them down in the comment box below. And thank you, Janet, for checking the script, and thank you for watching. And I hope to see you in the next video. Bye! またね!